Hi everyone, welcome to Griglish Outdoors. Today we're going to be looking at a variety of pellets from the Russian manufacturer Kvintor. Are they any good? Are they cheap and nasty? We'll find out today, so stick around. So I've used a few different types of Kvintor pellets in the past. As I said, they are made in Russia. They come in some unique different styles, and today I wanted to try out a few of them side by side to check their overall quality, to check their performance, and to check, are they good value for money or are they cheap and nasty? Anyway, let's take a closer look at the pellets I've chosen to use today. So all the pellets we're going to be testing today are 4.5mm or .177 caliber. So the first set of pellets we're going to be using are these Kvintor Ogival, which are basically a domed lead pellet. They cost €3.60 and weigh 0.5 grams. And per pack you get 150 pellets per pack. The next set of pellets we're going to be checking are these Kvintor Phantom. These are the most expensive pellets we're going to be checking out today. They cost €9.90. They weigh 0.25 grams and you get 50 per pack. These pellets are made from plastic, and in the center they have a tiny bit of explosive material which makes them give off a flash and a bang. These are quite unique and should be quite fun to try. The next set of pellets are these Kvintor Flatheads. These are 0.5 grams. They cost €3. You get 150 per pack and they are made of lead. And finally, a pellet which I have used on the channel before. These are the Kvintor Tornadoes. These cost €1.90. They weigh 0.23 grams. You get 150 per pack, and they are composed of a small steel BB in the end of a plastic pellet. So 4 sets of pellets here, 2 which have got a very common style with the round and the flat heads, and 2 which are quite unique with the polymer and steel BB and the polymer with basically like a flashbang in the center. So as I said before, we're going to be testing these pellets for quality. I've got some targets to shoot for accuracy, and I've got my chronograph with me to check their speed and power output through the gun I'm going to be using today. The air gun I'm using today is one I've actually reviewed on the channel in the past. It is the Gammo MP9 CO2 pistol. This is a 4.5mm or .177 air gun, and it is great fun to shoot. So I'm looking forward to putting these pellets through this gun and seeing how well they perform. First up, let's look at the quality of the actual pellets and the containers they come in. So these 3 packs of pellets have a unique dispensing method. Unlike most tins of pellets when you have to actually take the lid off, these ones you actually just turn the base around and it exposes a little gap, and from there you can shake out a pellet at a time. First pellets we're looking at here are these round head ones. I'm not sure if you can see that, straight away out of the box. The pellet itself looks completely fine, but it has dispensed quite a bit of lead dust on my hand, which to be honest isn't ideal. But apart from that, the pellet itself seems fine. There are no real dings on it. It looks to be fairly good quality. Next, let's look at the flatheads. Again, the same dispensing method. One came out straight away. Again, a little flick of lead came on my hand. There you can see the actual pellet, the flat head, covered in dust, but the pellet itself has no marks, no dings, and it looks to be pretty good quality. Now this pack I shouldn't be getting any lead powder out of because it's made of polymer. Again, let's twist to see the hole. Out pop the pellets. These plastic pellets you can see there in my hand. And on the top there's a very, very tiny steel BB. The pellets themselves look fine, no scratches and scuffs or breaks. Out of all the Kvintor range, this is the one I've used most in the past. I've never had any with the steel BB missing from the top, so they're pretty consistent. Finally, let's look at these Phantom pellets. Now these ones you do have to take the lid off. Try and be as careful as possible. And they're presented in this manner. There aren't many. You only get 50 in a box for almost €10, so these are the most expensive pellets and the ones we have the fewest of to try out today. If I take them out, I'm not sure if you can see that, but on the end there is a shiny bit of metallic substance which is the part which is going to make that loud bang with a flash. Hopefully you'll be able to see today. But the pellets, yeah, look pretty good. I can see from the backs there aren't any splits. They all appear to have the actual metal exploding part inside. So again, they seem pretty consistent. Right, now let's look at the power output and pellet velocity over the chronograph. Right, so let's go through those chronograph results. The Tornado pellets had an average velocity of 511 feet per second, which is 155.8 meters per second, and that equates to a power output of 2.06 foot-pounds or 2.79 joules. The round pellets had an average velocity of 329.7 feet per second, which is 100.5 meters per second. That brings out to a power of 1.86 foot-pounds or 2.53 joules. The flathead pellets had an average velocity of 339.2 feet per second, which is 103.4 meters per second, and that equates to a power output of 1.97 foot-pounds or 2.67 joules. And then finally the phantom pellets, an average velocity of 437.5 feet per second, which is 133.3 meters per second, and that gives us a power of 1.64 foot-pounds or 2.22 joules. So obviously the lighter pellets go much faster, but the power outputs, yeah, not too unexpected, especially out of this gun. Now if we compare those figures to the Gammo flatheads which I used in the gun when I originally reviewed it, they were travelling at an average velocity of 109 meters per second or 359 feet per second, had a power output of 2.8 joules or 2.2 foot-pounds. So the Kvintor flathead pellet, which are the equivalent to the Gammo pellets I used before, almost the same really, a little bit slower, a little bit less powerful, but there's not really much in there. Next, let's look at the pellet accuracy. Because this is classed as a pistol, we'll do it over 10 meters. First up, the Tornadoes. Next, the round or dome-tipped pellets. Next up, the flathead pellets. And finally, the phantom pellets. Well, overall, I think all four pellets performed pretty well. Most of the shots for each pellet went in the black. Yes, the spread of the Phantom and Tornado pellets was a little bit greater than the lead pellets, but they are lighter. It's a slightly windy day today, so that may have some effect on that. Apart from an outlier on the round pellets where I was a little bit outside the black, the groupings were fairly good. From 10 meters away from a CO2 pistol firing 4.5mm pellets on a slight windy day, if you take in consideration the outlier on those domed or round pellets, then probably the most accurate pellets here were the flathead ones. But overall, all four pellets pretty damn good. So now we've looked at quality, speed and power and accuracy. Now let's have a little bit of fun with a different target. Now I used this volunteer testing out the Artemis self-defense gun, and he was quite badly damaged. So after a few bits of surgery and repair, he was all better, but it had the side effect of turning him gold. Anyway, he's going to be our target again today. Now for the one you've all been waiting for, the Phantoms. So it definitely caused some damage in there. And as you would have seen, some of the phantom pellets did ignite, probably when they made contact on the material I used to repair this thing with. That's dried a little bit harder and therefore can give it that sort of hard edge it needs to explode. Now keep your eye on the tree which is painted on that concrete wall. This should give a good demonstration of the flash and bang of these Kvintor phantoms. Once more in slow motion. So that was probably a better demonstration of those Kvintor phantoms and why you're going to pay a little bit more money for those, because against the wall it looks like you're having a proper shootout and there's real bullets ricocheting off everywhere. Now let's sum up on my overall impressions of these Kvintor pellets I've tested today. Well, on quality, the quality is actually fine. All the pellets are all nicely shaped, there are not any dings on them, there are no defects in any of the pellets that I've tested out today. The one thing that frustrates me, and it happens a lot on cheap lead pellets, is the fact that there's loads of lead powder, and when you get them out of the packet you can't avoid getting that lead powder on your hands. And unfortunately, as you all know, lead is quite toxic, it builds up over time in your body, and so you don't really want to be getting lots of it on your hands. Now today I have got some on my hands because I didn't have any gloves with me, but on cheaper pellets you do have to be wary of this. Because of that fact, that would put me off buying these Kvintor lead pellets again. As far as power and speed out of the gun, they're probably on par with other pellets you get out there. Nothing really special about the lead pellets, especially. The lighter polymer pellets though, they do whip out of the gun pretty quick, especially for a CO2 gun. I think if you put them out of a PCP gun or a Springer or even a gas ram powered gun, then I think you'd get much better performance. But overall the power and speed wasn't too bad at all, and they are cheaper than many other pellets out there. As far as accuracy, all the pellets I thought performed well out of a CO2 gun with fixed sights from 10 meters away on a windy day. Not too bad at all on target. The groupings weren't too bad either, I don't think. So yeah, I was quite impressed with that. And then it brings us to a little bit of fun we had on the dummy head and also firing against the wall. As far as the lead pellets go, they're as fun as any other lead pellets out there. Nothing over the top, but still great fun to shoot at weird targets. The plastic and steel BB tornadoes, yeah, fun, they go pretty fast. They'll go through very light targets like the foam head. But for me, the star of the show has got to be those phantoms. I've not really seen anything else like it on the market. If you have, do let me know in the comment section below. But a pellet that gives that flash and a bang, gives it that little bit more extra fun and realism when you're shooting an air gun, which you don't normally get. As far as all the pellets we've tested today, they are the most expensive ones by far, and even compared to other brands of pellets, because you only get 50 in a pack, they are a pretty premium priced pellet. But would you say that is worth it for a little bit of fun and a bit of pizzazz you get from firing these pellets? Personally, I think it is. So, Kvintor pellets from Russia. Well, I think they're on par with everything else there on the market. They're not cheap and nasty like you might think. They actually do the job pretty well, and I will be buying Kvintor pellets again, especially those phantoms. Anyway, let me know what you thought of these pellets in the comment section below. Have you tried Kvintor pellets in the past? Would you consider buying them now after this review? Do let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching, take care, much love, see you next time.